Are we rolling?
Who wants me to ask him a question first?
Yeah. I'm not nervous. You're nervous.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Lit on Life podcast. This is episode 20. I have my brother Aaron here with me and my cousin Jordan, two of my favorite human beings on this planet. I have Aaron living with me. Lived with Jordan for 3 years. That's actually kind of the theme of this podcast. It can go any direction, but just the fact that Braxton let Jordan live with him for how long?
I don't even know. A year?
A year. Jordan let me live with him for almost 3 years. And Aaron has been staying with me for
2 years off and on.
2 years off and on. He had a
I relapsed.
little relapse.
I moved into my own house and then I kind of took my will back and was like, you know what? Everything he said doesn't matter. Fuck it.
But he made it back, thank God, dude. And he's about to graduate drug court tomorrow.
Tuesday. It's a Monday
Or
now,
not tomorrow,
or it's a
yeah.
Sunday now.
It changed.
It's a Tuesday. I graduated on Tuesday.
It used to be Wednesdays, right?
It used to be Wednesdays, yeah, but it's on Tuesday now. 19 months in drug court, so
It's good. I kind of want to set him up to have him stay in drug court forever. But
yeah. So he's gonna plant drugs in my car.
Jordan, were you nervous when I graduated drug court?
Can't even remember that far ago, dude.
You weren't nervous about me relapsing at all?
No, I don't think it was.
I don't feel super nervous about Aaron either. I know Aaron has had some doubts about relapsing, had some thoughts pop up, but how's that been for you?
I think it's I played it through in my head like the whole what would it look like if I were to relapse, and it would be a lot of work to get high and try to hide it. It would be like, because I don't just get high and then try to hide it and sneak around. I'm gonna get fucked up and then I'm gonna stay at family's house and then I'm gonna have to come get my shit from here and that would just crush me. You know
I
what
would
I
already
mean?
be out on the road. It'd be the trust and believe go straight to the fucking trash.
My life's really good, dude, and I don't see a reason why I would fuck that up. I mean, yeah, of course I've had thoughts of doing it. I've been on some form of probation since I was 19 years old, and I'm 31 now, so it's been a long time since I've had some freedom, but my life is moving in a really good direction. I don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah, for sure, bro. So first question I had for you, this kind of rolls into it, is just kind of what's been different for you this time?
I really had to like care about myself. Like I had to find a reason to like love myself, and that's taken a long time because I usually would put, you know, my worth into like a woman or like my job or some other external thing. When that got taken away, I wouldn't have a reason to stay clean. So like I knew if I was gonna like legitly try to stay sober, I'd have to figure out how to love myself, and that was kind of a process. Being in a relationship and trying to separate, you know, my worth from my value in that relationship. But I figured out a way to do it. You know, I think I just took some time to like really understand who I am. And that's really been, you know, the biggest thing is like understanding, you know, what makes me do this or that. And I think that's like what was growth. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
not growth, but like learning how to understand yourself. That's why it like motivates me. You know what I mean? Like, why do I do this? Or like, why do I keep, and then like making mistakes too, and like learning from those mistakes. It's like, I just want to be a better person. And I think that's what's, you know, been the difference. Cause I just didn't care. I did it just to do it. Like I did, cause I had to. Like drug court, I did not want to be sober. I got thrown into drug court and I did all the things I was supposed to do. And I made it 18 months, but I ended up going to the Horizon House. I relapsed 4 times.
The first time?
Yeah, the first time.
Well, you didn't Kratom the whole time too?
Yeah, I did Kratom for 4 months. And then I was like, oh, I'll just do Suboxone to get off Kratom because you get dope sick for being on Kratom. And so I got on Suboxone for like a week. I got sicker off that than I did the Kratom. And I had to be sick for a week, go to drug testing, go to court. I remember you came up to me and we're in court together. I was so fucking sick.
I didn't even know.
I know, I was dying, dude. And then Jen Jones is fucking talking to me. And I was like, please don't notice. I'm sweating my ass off.
It's a whole different experience, dude, when you're doing it right
Yeah.
and you're not hiding things. Jordy's lucky. He didn't have to even. He just got fucking clean, dude. Jordan just got. He went to Braxton's and Braxton fucking preached to him, and Jordy stayed clean, man. It was
Yeah,
fucking
man.
impressive. Jordan relapsed a couple times. I remember Jordan come in. I think he got on your knees or something. Like, yeah, you got your 30 days or something. You were pumped, dude. You were funny, bro. So a question for you, Jordy, is. So the theme of this was, you know, us staying with each other, the growth we've got from each other, and just like some of the celebrations we've had as well. But my first question is I got out of jail before I got into drug court, and I was supposed to go stay with Jordan, and I ended up going back to my exes. I got high on meth, and Jordan calls, and I'm like, yeah, I'm putting a pool together. Me and William are putting a pool together. It's not going well. We're too high to fucking figure it out. And Jordan's like, well, can you pass the UA? And I was like, oh,
You bet, dude.
no, I can't. I was like, I'll get clean though. And he's like, nope. And I was like, damn, all right. You know, so I got out again. I went to drug court. I was at grandma's for a couple months. We went on that hike together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
But I'm sure you hadn't heard a lot of good things about me. You know, or you told me that I was a piece of shit with women, like sleeping with every woman I could. And you like don't fucking even try to think broke, you know? Just kind of what motivated you to have me stay there with you after hearing all that crazy shit about me and like all my failures, you know, like I hadn't really put much clean time together ever.
I don't know, dude. Just got a feeling. Just got a feeling that you were gonna do it, dude. I don't know. I'm pretty safe too. So like,
Yeah.
I think that I'd have to have a pretty good gut feeling about it. You know. I mean, same thing for you and Aaron. I mean, Aaron doesn't have a great track record either.
I didn't have a great gut feeling. I didn't, dude. I was like, oh no. Like,
Yeah.
I was really nervous. I was thinking he's gonna get high and like
Hiding from you.
hide it from me,
sneak
have
around,
people
bring
coming
shit
in.
to your
Yeah,
house.
that's what I was thinking. I was like, because he just got fresh out of detox. I'd been in jail for like
6 days, yeah.
3 months. Then I went to grandma's for like 3 months, and then, you know, so and even then I was surprised like you were willing to let me live there, dude, because that's a big commitment. Like,
I think that you two and your brothers have really good. You guys are very honest and trustworthy people, even though you might do shady shit when you're using.
yeah, really.
I feel like if I were to just point blank ask you, like, are you high? Yeah, dude, I'm high. All right, you gonna pack your bags? Cool. So I felt like that if that were to happen with you, that it was pretty safe that if there was something off, you would tell me, and then you would just be gone. You know, you wouldn't put me and my family in harm's way. I didn't think that at all. I don't even think if I thought there was a 1% chance that you would do that, I wouldn't let you in. So I was pretty sure that you had it and that I could trust you with it. So
Cool.
Although you're freaking crazy, whatever you're doing, you're pretty trustworthy still.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Aaron too.
Yeah,
think
for
Aaron's
sure.
pretty trustworthy.
Aaron is. He's been nothing but honest with me the whole time, and I appreciate that, dude. And it's like you said, I was pretty easy to live with. Aaron's been. It's like almost like watching myself, dude. Like spends a lot of time in his room, like I did. You know, he doesn't read as much as I did. He's working on it. Does listen to audiobooks though. That's cool. Goggins wouldn't appreciate that.
I'm like almost over halfway through with A Course in Miracles Made Easy, so you might want to recant that.
No, I remember it, dude. I was reading the Four Agreements, and Jordan came in like 2 months later. He's like, "You're still fucking reading that thing?" And I was like, "Dude, I can't even remember
Wait till
anything
that's
I
from
read."
Jordan.
No, the Four Agreements is about this big, dude. It's about 100 pages. Mom read it in one day. Mom read it in one day. And I was months into it, dude. I just couldn't remember anything. It was crazy.
Mom fucking reads though, dude.
Yeah, Mom
She
does. I got her. She was reading the Course in Miracles.
Was she?
Made Easy at the
Oh,
hospital.
yeah, when we were
remember?
at the
She had it with you
hospital,
at the hospital. That was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah. Mom's the shit, dude. Yeah, and also my dad had been really close with you guys while he was in drug court and immediately relapsed, and you guys had to kick him out at
Thanksgiving.
that
right?
Thanksgiving,
You were
dude.
there that Thanksgiving morning. Were you there? I remember.
With Amanda? Was that Thanksgiving?
Can't remember.
I think we got there after you kicked him out.
No. Yeah.
Because your mom was clowning on
My mom was
you.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just talking shit.
Oh yeah.
What was she saying?
Thanks, Mom.
Let's hear.
We'll move past that. It was like really important to me to like prove to you that I wasn't gonna fuck up when I moved in with you, because I was like, I'm gonna go to work. I was like, I'll pay rent. Because I really didn't want to get high anymore. Like
I was thoroughly impressed with your work. He was sick, still coming off
Sick as
fentanyl
fuck.
and going in work. I was like, okay, this might actually work. He might actually pay some bills. He might like he's has some effort, and he's feeling terrible, and he's doing this.
the lowest amount of rent possible. But I figured
Dude,
it out.
Jordan, same thing for me, dude. Exact same thing that Jordan did for me, and Jordan would sometimes even be like, "No, you're good." If he was okay, and
Yeah.
I was like, somewhat, because I couldn't hold a fucking job for the
Yeah.
life of me. They thought I was working the whole time. I probably worked 2 months, dude. I'm serious. I walked in and took one call, and some dude goes, "What the fuck do you want?" And I said nothing, and I quit. Took one call to job and quit.
I don't
But
know.
yeah, just crazy. I'm surprised Jordan let me go there. But I got better as soon as I started working at Steps. That's when things really started to fall into place for me, and like I felt like I had found something that I was good at.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that had purpose. And that was one of the other questions I wanted to ask you is like, what has it been like being on the other side, working on the other side? Do you have like, what's it called? Imposter syndrome sometimes. Do you feel like a cop? Do you feel...
I had multiple clients who've been like, "Are you a cop?" And I'm like, "Dude, it doesn't matter how many felonies I have, but I have enough, dude. You know, enough to where I don't remember how many I have." So it's like, it's been, when I first started working there, I was like, dude, I'm just like you guys, dude. Like,
Yeah.
we're exactly the same. I mean, like, in a lot of ways we are.
I said the exact same thing for about a year.
I feel like, you know, I feel like I don't know. I feel like the more I know, the less I know. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
That's
it's
a good place to be.
And I genuinely like working there. Like, I like to see, like, some people come in real fucked up, and you can see them get their, like, a glow back in their eyes. But it's been a trip, dude. Like, it was always, like, staff was always, like, a tool for manipulation in treatment. Anytime I went to treatment. This last time when I went to Hope Rising, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I genuinely tried to be better. But, like, any other time I've been in treatment, and now I see clients do it to me, where they're, like, actively, like, trying to work me, and I'm just like, oh, dude, like, I know exactly what you're doing, bro. And it's been really helpful for me. I think, like, it's a good place, you know, for me to be, especially graduating drug court. It's a scary time for me. Like, I'm not gonna relapse, go and get fucked up. I have no reservations, but, like, I think I wanted to set my life up in a way where I would have some accountability to some things when I graduated drug court, and that's what
It's right here. This is accountability right here.
Yeah. I'm trembling. Shaking in my boots, dude. But yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I had the same thing. Felt like an imposter. I went from taking my last UA to going and giving one that night on my first night.
That's insane.
And I was like, what in the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And so we had to strip down because they just got back from a visitor. So I was
overnight,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck am I doing, dude? Jordan, I also meant to just thank you, man, for having me stay at your house for as long as you did, and being such a good example to me, man. You showed me how to be faithful to a woman. Like, that's something I've always been absolutely horrible at. You're honest. That's something when I was using, I developed the habit of just everything was a lie, dude. Every single thing I said out of my mouth, maybe 2% of it. I had so many lies going, I didn't know what the fuck was up and down, dude. And it just became habit, and I believed it, and that's what it was, dude. You know, everything. To get drugs, I had to lie to people.
Right, yeah.
They're calling me, like, where's my money? And I'm like, oh, some liar, you know, like, just some liar. Like, it's terrible. So you really set, like, a good example for me, man. Like, something that really means a lot to me, because those things have carried over with me, man. And I've yeah, I really got a lot out of living with you, bro, and I wanted to thank you for that. And
Surprise, dude. Tough times.
no, I remember you. Something that stuck with me as well. You're like, fuck, if it ain't challenging, it ain't even worth it. You know, in your hardest times, you were like, if it ain't could work out and change for vape juice, and I was like, what's going on here? It was my change, you know. And so I was really surprised, man. And Brooke and Jordan were kind of at odds, and I was really like, I shouldn't be here, you know. But me and Brooke watched all Tink Tink, dude. Cat Williams, you ever seen that Tink Tink?
Yeah.
Dude, and we bonded then, and she loved me ever since, dude. It was great. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you, and I also wanted to say, like, having Maddox over yesterday, just having a safe space for your kids to be at Addison stayed over at her house, and it blows my mind, dude, that we have these places where these children are growing up, like, in a safe, healthy environment, and they're learning, like we swear sometimes, we yell up sports, we get fired up. But if that's the worst it is, dude, like,
Yeah.
dude, compared to what we grew up with, you know, like what the examples that were set for us. And I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm not saying they were right. They were doing the best they could. And I understand that, you know, I understand that our parents did the best they could. And I'm really glad your mom is doing so well, dude. And she's a light, dude. Your mom, she laughs at every one of my jokes. It's fucking great. I love her, dude. But I just wanted to, does that blow your mind? We have these, did you ever think that you would have a home like this and be like a father like this and be
No.
a dad to 4 kids?
No, I don't.
And such a
think
good
about
one. Like, it blows my mind.
I don't think I really even thought much about anything, dude. I just kind of go with the flow and
Existing.
yeah. I didn't think any of it was achievable. But I mean, I really didn't know what to think. Just kind of just happens, dude. You just stay clean, you don't freaking use, and then one day you wake up and you got
all this shit.
kids and
11 years clean on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's dope.
That's
I can bring that up
insane,
too.
Yeah, back when I couldn't believe a year clean, 9 months clean, 6 months clean.
30 days. You
Dude, I used to pick up newcomer chips and talk about it. Dude.
Yeah,
Get up there and say, this is how I picked up a newcomer chip today.
I've seen a couple of them. They're great, dude. I
All
was like,
spracked out of my mind. It wasn't even clean.
That's nuts.
Yeah, dude. I used to be wild. I really didn't even know.
You were fucking wild.
Yeah. So just chilling, just kind of just staying open minded and just staying clean. Just for today, dude.
I love that. It seems like the longer I stay clean and the more I work on myself, like the more, like God, if whatever you want to call it, puts on my plate, and the more I'm like able to handle, dude. It's crazy. Like Sora, I couldn't handle Sora for the life of me at the start, and she was younger, but dude, me and her are so close now. Like, it's effortless, bro.
Yeah.
When I got the car and the house, the first place that you helped me get into, I was so stressed about that, dude. And this place is triple that. And I don't even worry about it, bro. Like, it just seems like it happens. I wake up, I do what's right, and the water heater breaks, that's fine. I'll deal with it, you know? You just deal with shit, dude. And you're like, that's another good example you set for me, and that's another example that I'm able to show Aaron, dude. That's the thing that's what I'm talking about in this whole podcast, is it's like a ripple effect, bro, and it's been amazing. And Aaron, I 100% believe you're going to stay sober, dude. Like, I really do. I have no doubt about it. Like, I feel like your life is good. You are learning to love yourself. You're working on yourself. You're reading one of the best books ever that is actually super, you know, like,
Yeah.
and you're retaining it. You're understanding what it's saying. And I just have no doubt about it, bro. And I think it's healthy to have fears. That means you actually give a fuck, you know? I actually went into it pretty confident, dude. And then the depressions I used to go through, I went through a super bad one, and I was like, oh my God, I can just get rid of this, dude, and get high, you know? Mm-hmm. And I shared about it at an AA meeting at Steps, and when I was working there, and I said in front of all the clients, you know, you're not supposed to really,
like,
oh, I want to get high, you know?
Personal,
And I did. I didn't give a fuck, dude. And it probably saved my life, dude. So, what's next? Let me think. My question for you is, what has helped you to find self-love?
I think the fear of relapse and doing the same thing like over and over again, because I knew like I was like, what, you know, I really, when I moved in with you the first time, like I genuinely attempted to stay clean, you know what I mean, but I ended up fucking off and like taking mushrooms, and like I didn't take it that serious. I like near the end I started prioritizing like hanging out with people and like, you know, having fun in like the not the best way. And I could kind of sit with myself, but dude, like I was on the phone with somebody all the fucking time, and like I couldn't. I mean, now I can sit in my room and like just chill by myself, and I don't have to have somebody. But like it, you know, it's taken a lot of like learning, and like it's taken, you know, for me to be like get serious about wanting to stay clean. And it's like through a lot of trial and error too, like I had to learn like it's not somebody that's gonna make me happy. You know what I mean? Like no amount of validation from outside myself is gonna fill, you know, the hole that I have or whatever's missing. And I think like a lot of it's been your example and like what things that you've done that I watch and I look at in the conversations we have, and so I try those things. If you're like, don't do that, I think that's a bad idea, before I might have been like, oh, that might not be smart, and I would do it anyways. But like
I've written you a few times and I've been like, Jordan, I feel like Jordan gave me advice on certain things. Like I told him about a couple chicks I want to hang out, and he's like, no, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
you know, and he's like, don't do it.
I take that shit to heart. If you're concerned enough to say something to me, it's probably something that I should really pay attention to, and I really take it to heart, and I really look at it. There hasn't been a time where you've said something where I've been like, fuck him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know where it's coming from, and
that's a good quality to have, to be able to take healthy criticism.
Yeah.
You know?
I know you just want me to be
Constructive.
the best version of myself,
For sure,
and the best chance to succeed, and so, you know, I listen and I try to apply it as best as I can. And I think it's hard to say like what, if it was one thing that, you know, sparked me trying to like really care about myself. I think it was a combination of a lot of different things. And I think working at my job has helped me like set boundaries with people and like
for sure,
choose, you know, what's not the best idea for me. And like, because you see a lot of clients make a lot of the same mistakes, and it's a good reminder for me too to like, okay, I need to stay vigilant in this aspect and that aspect, because there's so many different things that I could do, you know, thinking that I'm far along enough and I don't need to worry about it. And then, you know, I see them do something, I'm like, oh fuck, I should probably stop doing that, or I shouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Another thing that helped me a lot working in that field was Jen Jones said, don't tell them to do anything. You're not doing it yourself.
Right.
You know, and I was like, fuck, okay. That's fair. You know, like, so I'd make deals with them, like if you go to a meeting, I'll go to a meeting.
Yeah.
When I was meeting with them for case management, and I would go to it, you know, and so, yeah, that was super helpful for me. So don't like, or do whatever you want.
No, I get it.
That was good advice for me, dude. Like, super good advice.
My thing is, like, I don't, it's a little different. I know you worked in residential. I know you worked in residential. I don't, like, I won't hold them accountable for something I'm not doing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like, I know I should, but, like, if I'm doing the same thing they're doing, it feels a little hypocritical for me to get on their ass about something. So it's, in a lot of different aspects, like, following that, it's made me tighten my shit up a lot and, like, follow whatever they're supposed to follow. And I think that's helped me, too, like, be more, you know, aware of what I'm doing.
For sure. Yeah, just one last thing on that. That Steps at one point, they were like, they can't swear, and I was like, I just was like, I'm not gonna say that, because I swear everywhere I go and I can't. So, okay, Jordy, what are some things, or the one thing that you're most proud of since you've been sober?
Wow. I don't know, man. That's a big one. First thing that came to my mind was a kid. It's just being a good dad. Yeah.
You are.
That is the most. Dude,
you are super entertaining, fun. joyous dad, dude. You are great. The videos you make, those memories you show.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's incredible, bro. You're fun, bro.
Thank you.
I have a hard time getting outside of myself like you do. And I'm like, fuck, dude.
I changed, dude. I'm changing, dude. I feel like when I was a kid, I was introverted. Then I was like, I go through like extroverted, introverted parts of my life, dude. Like, I feel like if we would have done this podcast 6 years ago, dude, I would have freaking drank a Red Bull and tried to bring as most energy as I possibly could to this thing. And now I'm just kind of like just flowing, dude. So I always wanted to be that over the top, freaking just like, dude, nobody can match Jordan.
There were a lot of times where you felt like that.
I know. Now I'm just
It
like,
served you
fuck.
though. It
It
served
did,
you really
yeah.
well. You had a lot of confidence. You became a real estate agent. You
Yeah.
got great at it. Like that, things serve us until they don't, and it's always there for you if you need it. You know, I feel like. But so the kids is your answer.
Kids is my
And
answer.
being a good dad. Cool. Awesome. So you said you're going with the flow. What have you learned from the Dow? Because I know you love the Dow.
Somebody
you said
asked
the
me.
Dow is your
We
jam.
went to ICL. Brooke and I went to ICL thing, this trivia night event, and it was just a bunch of random people just hanging out, random people, and they were asking me like, "Oh, you know, where are you from?" And I was telling them I was instructing this class, and they asked me that same question. They're like, "So how does the Dow, does it affect you and like help you in your personal life?" Absolutely it does. Just driving and like being present, and like when you think about coming over here or just for example driving over here, when I was like, okay, I'm gonna drive 20 minutes to Ivans, I'm gonna be present during the drive, look at the mountains, be present. That's the Dow
Cool.
for me. Coming here, being like, you know what, Sundays I'm usually pretty mellow on Sundays, and you know, instead of like trying to reschedule it when I feel like I'm gonna have more energy, I'm just flowing, dude, here, present. So those are just a couple of small examples
Those are huge examples.
of how the Dow, just day-to-day basis, just being present, especially with kids and family, you know, just flowing, dude.
Come on, man.
That's it.
Love it. Last question I have for you. What does your higher power look like? Not like what does he dress
Will
like?
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Perfect, man.
6'6", how tall's Will? Probably 6'4".
6'4", probably good 6'4".
My higher power looks like, dude, I don't know. We talked about higher power in recovery, 12-step stuff over the years, and still do not understand what my higher power is at all. Don't even know if it's it, he, she, shim, herm.
Do you believe there's a source?
Oh,
Or
dude,
God,
there's
or-
I don't even know, dude.
I feel like they're the same thing.
There is, all I know, and what Narcotics Anonymous taught me is what works for me is I know there's a power greater than myself.
You're not it.
That's it. I'm not it. Definitely not me. So, and I know it works in crazy. I don't know if it's something that, you know, I don't know what it is, but it's there.
Do you have moments where you don't like you are certain that there's something?
No,
You don't have like a aha moment or
no. I just know. I mean, I'm 99% sure that I know. I used to say things like, you know, because you don't have tangible evidence, right? So you're like, well, you can be 99% sure, but are you 100% sure? And you'll talk to a lot of people who are religious and spiritual and like, oh, I know 100%. I'm like, but do you? You know, just because, you know, this light turned green one time and you were on your on your way to work, you know, and you saw this magic number on over here and this bird, your favorite bird flew by, you know, and you're like, oh, God's there, 100%, you know? And not to mock anybody who
I
likes
feel like you're
birds
mocking
or
me right
numbers.
now, dude. I feel like I'm one of those people that is. I'm like certain there is some source. I don't know if it's where we are. I don't know all of that, but I am certain that there is some source that we are all connected to, and that I feel like this life is like death is going to be a beautiful thing, and that we journey beyond.
Right.
That death is a rebirth is what I feel like, and I'm in my heart. I feel I just have this certainty here, and yeah, I don't know. So maybe 99.99%.
It's good, dude. Yeah. And I believe that too. I've always thought what's next for us is great. I believe that. And it, yeah. But I feel like my beliefs they change.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
So
And that's okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think as you grow, it changes. You know what I mean? It adapts. I mean, it grows with you. That's what it's been like for me. Like the more I've grown, I think just to make it's just different things start to make sense to me. Like how the universe works and how it works in my favor. And I think that, you know, there is a source for sure. I think there's a place that, you know, we all come from, and we're all gonna go back. And this is all just Egypt under the pyramids.
I think we have like I feel like a lot of beliefs out there, and I love the word beliefs because we all have our own beliefs about things, all the things, right? And like I say the third step prayer, and I say this for any prayer every single day. You know, like last year, went through a ton of pain last year, you know, and anytime we're in pain, we're like, gosh, you know, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? And like, you know, you pray and you pray and you pray to make it go away, and you're like, okay, if my pain doesn't go away, then God or higher power isn't there. Like, absolutely
Right,
not true.
no.
It's happening for me.
Yeah.
It sucks to say that when you're in the pain because you don't know how long it's gonna last. But I know that I've been clean long enough to know, and been through ups and downs. Everything's just a roller coaster. Life's just up and down, up and down, up and down. And that as long as we stay clean, no matter what, it'll get better. Maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in a week, maybe not in a month, maybe not in a year, but it's gonna get better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hold on, pain.
Ride,
Yeah.
hold on, pain.
Hold on, man. No hope, dude. You guys have any questions, or do you guys got anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
I love you guys. I'm glad we did this.
Me too, man. This is awesome. Oh, I got one more question for you guys. Have you guys ever been armbarred by anybody?
So
I'm just curious. Has one person ever? Has anybody ever put you guys in an armbar?
Not that I can think of.
That's it.
I love you guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, follow. It's on Spotify now.
Or else.
This was super cool, man. I'm super glad we did this.
Yeah,
man.
me too.
Dude, the ripple effect. Show somebody some love. If they're willing to put in work, be that person to be there for them, man, because we all need a helping hand, man, and this is living proof of what can come from it. And I love you guys. That's it.
Don't be Captain Save-A-Ho, though.
Yeah,
For
no.
real. Make sure you freaking have boundaries and set them out. Make sure that they're like, I mean, Tyrone is fucking a fuck up, you know what I mean? Make sure, not every Tyrone, you grab 100 Tyrones, 99 of them are not going to work. You know? So, same thing with Aaron. And me!
Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. That's why we do it, man. Thank you.